Today is day 202 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on here at freeCodeCamp, and we are starting to near the end of the JavaScript section. So, map stuff. Where do we have? That is a large chunk. If we were to dedicate some serious time to it, we could make a pretty substantial dent. I don't think we're going to be able to knock out all of this fun today, but maybe close to half-ish. At least another 10, one would hope. I don't know. Let's see what sizable dent we can make, if anything at all. Not sure. There's the potential it could be a short stream. There's the potential it could be a long stream. No one really knows. Same as always, so it's anyone's guess. Go time. Right? Yeah, good. Okay. Introducing else-if statements. If you have multiple conditions that need to be addressed, you can chain if statements together with else-if statements. If the number is greater than 15, return bigger than 15, else if number is less than 5, return smaller than 5, else return between 5 and 15. Convert the logic to use else if statements. Okay. Convert the logic to use else if statements. So now we get to actually give a purpose to this last one at the bottom that's just been floating around on its own. We are officially going to be turning it into an else statement. Why are the curly braces so pairy, for lack of a better phrase? We need one here, another there, with else somewhere in between. So that's our else statement. That goes here. You'll turn this into else if with one of these dudes. Nice. And I'm trying to think, because there's the overall function one, which would be this last one. So if I'm not mistaken, we should give a concluding curly thing. Just a hunch, though. Perhaps not. Something death is wrong. And I think it has to do with my lung capacity. If blah blah blah, curly so forth and such, return this, else if, return that, else return you. You have one set of curliness. No, that's not right. It is right. Hold on. It's this guy. We were confused. Now everything's good. Let's put this back. Ta-da, we solved the mystery. Alright, so function does have its beginning and end one. Cool. Then if kicks it off, we close it with else if and open the new one, and then close it off and open it again with else. That story ends, and then the whole bit concludes. Beautiful. Hasta la vista challenge. Okay. So, from here, and we actually made it, we didn't. Introducing else if, those bastards. We clicked on the freeCodeCamp logo, son of a... And it always takes us to the next one that we're on. Look at this. We were just looking at logical order in if-else statements, but no, it's already brought us to chaining. Just take us to the one that we're on. I don't see why that's such a difficult request. So, We jumped ahead a step. Else, not else if, just else. When a condition for an if statement is true, the block of code following it is executed. What about when the condition is false? Normally nothing would happen. With an else statement, an alternate block of code is executed. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why the deuce have they had this guy floating around by itself at the end? Also, sneeze stuff. Bad times. Bad day to be Steven. The crisis. I'll spare you. Save yourselves, children. Crisis mostly averted. Not gonna lie, think there's blood in there. Just throwing that out there. Death. Super death. That's okay. Supposedly everyone dies at the end of this life, so we'll find out. Hopefully it's not during this particular stream, because I'd really like to at least get through the JavaScript section before we kick the bucket. Yeah, good. So, something about else. Okay, they've had, in all their past examples, we're even going to go back to one of the grade ones. Although, does or have it? I think it does. See, they've got if, and then they've got another one, which apparently this is going to run if this isn't true. So it's already doing the elseif type function, which kind of makes sense. But I don't get how they're differentiating how that functions compared to how this functions when we actually utilize else itself versus just not using else and just having a return outside of the curly stuff of the if statement. Do they discuss that? When a condition for an if statement is true, the block of code following it is executed. I'm assuming that one. What about when the condition is false? Normally, nothing would happen. I don't believe them because for all the sections prior to this in the JavaScript, yeah, look at this. We're still scrolling. All of this noise, when the first one is false, the second random floaty bit returns. Okay, so I'm trying to see if I see any differences. No, nothing aside from else. Bastards. Anyways, let's fill this out. What are we doing? Same song and dance as the other one, but else this time. So you are being converted from an if to an else. Right? If blank blank blank. Something. Result bigger than 5, else smaller than 5. Well, we can get rid of the condition. And I guess we didn't need to add that. We can move it up a line. In fact, I think that's all we needed to do. Checkmate. Ta-da! Else if, that's the one we first completed out of order, thanks to freeCodeCamp. Run test. Little cat, what are you attacking? It's just the computer fan. No. What are you reaching for? Tiny cat's napping on the desk again, and she's just pawing at the centimeter to gap between the bottom of the computer and the desk, like she's gonna fit her whole arm under there. You're not going to, Tiny Cat. We believe in you, but just come to terms with that. Encore. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, are we finally all caught up? Everything's done, there's no gaps. We're good. Logical order in if-else statements. Order is important. If-else statements. No. Damn. Order is important in if-else-if statements. The loop is executed from top to bottom, so you will want to be careful on what statement comes first. Take these two functions as an example. Here's the first. Function foo if x is less than 1, return less than 1. Else if x is less than 2, return x is less than 2, else return greater than or equal to 2. And the second one just switches the order of the statements. If x is less than 2, return less than 2. If else if is less than 1, return less than 1, else return greater than or equal to 2. While these two functions look nearly identical, if we pass a number to get both, we get different outputs. Foo, 0 less than 1, bar, 0 less than 2. Okay. Because it depends on what's coming here. Ta-da, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. And both are accurate based on what is entered here for these functions. It's just, there's a subtlety to the context. So, instructions. Change the order of logic in the function so that it will return the correct statements in all cases. Okay, so if value is less than 10, return less than 10. Cool. Else if value is less than 5, else return greater than or equal to 10. 7. So it will return that, but these should be switched. I think that's what they're trying to tell us. I think. We're going to run it now. It should give us an error. Ta-da. See? Cool. Now, so that's awesome. Look, it works for 11, because greater than or equal to 10. That's cool. 6, that's greater than 5, so the fact that it returns less than 10 is fine, but the issue is that when we run 4, it should be categorized as less than 5, but because it's less than 10, that meets the first condition, so it runs less than 10. But there's more to it. Ta-da, so we should flip those around. Let's do... How do we want to move this? Do we want to copy and paste or drag things? Let's just update the numbers. I don't know why, but that seems easiest. 5 and... Oh, that's 15. And 5. Run that. Okay, that's the way it's done. Beautiful. Onwards to the next challenge. Dee-dee-dee. Changing if-else statements. If-else statements can be chained together for complex logic. Here's a pseudocode of multiple chained if-else-if statements. If condition, statement 1. else if, condition 2, statement 2, else if, condition 3, statement 3, blah, 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 else, statement n. Instructions. We write chained if-else statements to fulfill the following conditions. Less than 5, tiny, less than 10, small, less than 15, medium, less than 20, large, greater than or equal to 20, return huge. So let's go ahead and shove that in somewhere. How does one want to go about doing that? We can copy this, only change code below this line, only change code above this line. We are going to have our if statement, parentheses. The rest will be else if statements. We're going to have curly braces involved. The returns will be on the lines below. So let's start to piece this out just to get a feel for it. No. Yeah. Kosher. Here's this, else, if, new curly nonsense. That'll be here. No. Wrong. Bad Steven. Else if, parentheses, then the curly brace. That makes sense. Okay, here we go, here we go. And this goes to the next line below. And enter. Now we get to sort of rinse and repeat. Okay. Yeah, don't mind me. Hold that thought. Okay. Crisis. Another crisis averted. Good lord. Let's keep doing things here, shall we? Let's finish up this nightmare. We've got... No. Bad Steven. Bad Steven. I'm trying to think of how I can easily rinse and repeat, but I don't think that's actually beneficial. I think the thing to do is to just go ahead and... Aha! Got it. This guy. Copy. And... enter. Enter. And... enter. For the nums, we will have this, and that, and that. And here we will have the closing and opening afterwards. Aha, figured it out. There we go. Take that. Yeah. Didn't see that coming, did ya? Cool. Okay, why are they still pissed at us? Tab, tab, and tab. Oh, one just needs to be an else. One just needs to be an else. And... no? They're counting up, blah, 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 blah. Return tiny, else if, number blank, return small, open, close, open, close, open, close. Why are they so frustrated? Oh, semicolons for each return, of course. How could I forget the almighty semicolon? Yes, has colon will travel. Not sure what's going down here, though. Expected an assignment or function call. Oh, and it's the greater than 20. Now, do they want return change me as part of this? Do they want... no. You know what? I think the return change me is the else. So I think this is the if. And I think this is the else. That would make a little more sense. God, I hope so. Otherwise, we're all doomed. Let's try that. Ta-da! Boom shakalaka. There we go. Oh. Beautiful. Okay, boom shakalaka. Thank God. Something seemed wrong with that. Hey, Dreadsteed1, you're finally streaming at a time when I'm awake. Else doesn't have a conditional clock. Yes, right, of course. Really got to work on checking the stream. You know what it is? I'm going to change it. I love the idea of the, and we'll all share in this together. I love the idea of the dark theme on chat, the night theme on apps and other things, but it makes it difficult to read and notice. So I'm going to go ahead and change and enable the light theme. Ta-da, be-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, light theme enabled. There we go. Now we can actually see when people pop in, because just due to the night theme, it flips the colors or whatever for the usernames, and some are extremely hard to read on the black background, and I totally don't even notice the comments. So yeah, good. What are we looking at? We are looking at this golf code. In the game of golf, each hole has a pair, meaning the average number of strokes a golfer is expected to make in order to sink the ball in a hole to complete the play, depending on how far above or below the par your strokes are. There's a different nickname. Your function will be past par and strokes argument. Whoa. Your function will be past par and strokes arguments. Return the correct string according to this table, which lists the strokes in order of priority, top, highest, bottom, lowest. Okay, so when we are doing stuff, we're going to do the same exact thing again. God, I kind of wish I copied the last one. No. from scratch. Important to be scratchy. Strokes 1, hole in 1, 2 or less, eagle, 1 off a par, birdie, par, yes, bogey, double bogey. And then 3 and up, go home, and then after go home is Steven. That's where I clock in on the golf spectrum. It's pretty hideous. Par and strokes will always be numeric and positive. From here, only change code below this line. Now, they threw in that bit will always be numeric and positive. Do we need to do some clever thing regarding the numbers? I don't think we do. It doesn't look like they're going to try and trick us by testing in negative numbers, so pretty cool. Let's do this. Time to get iffy. If conditional nonsense with open and closing quotes and some other stuff has conditional things. How do we want to play this? Can I copy this noise? I can. Copy. Okay, so if goes here. If condition and so forth. Yes, yes, come to me. Join the dark side. Else if same song and dance as the last activity. No, 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 bad Steven. Opening parentheses. There we go. And we cram the eagle in the closing parenthesis with a opening curly one. Ta-da! Be-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. So wait a second. Not hole in one, bad Steven. We copied that wrong. This is the return area. This is our condition. Yeah. Trigger happy. Bad, better. Return. There we go. Hole in one with opening stuff here. We're going to have some cleanup to do. That guy doesn't need to be there. And semicolon. Good. So, else if, opening parentheses, we can put this here and here, and you get an else if, and you get an else if. Otherwise, not else if, but just else. No, bad Steven. That's still a condition. That's a condition. This will be the else. We'll leave that for now. Good. Fixing the other end of this nightmare. Copy. Ba-da-da-da-da. Something about a bird. Something about par. And bogeys and double bogeys and go home. These receive closing things. Oh, and we need to adjust for eagle. You slimy bastard. Forgetful son of a... Semicolon. And we'll need a return for that. There we go. Par gets this. Blankety blank, blankety blank, blankety blank, and returning. Beautiful. That wasn't very good. Space, and I'm not sure what's happening here with the spacing. Let's go ahead and take all of this. Tab. That's better. Why is it 85 spaces deep? Good. We're returning. Nice. And returning. Yes. Look at that. We could code a golf game. I mean, it wouldn't be a good golf game, but we'd at least be able to give the score. Okay, so from here... Wait, semicolons. While we remember, everyone gets a semicolon. Furthermore, we are looking for the else issue at the end of this nightmare. And run it, maybe? They're super pissed. We missed something. Bad, Stephen. Bad. I think it should be if... Oh, it's the weird if statement. And there's a couple other issues. If blank is something. I did something wrong. Expected an identifier and said saw a thing. -2. Par -2. It's if stroke is equivalent to whatever is happening with par. That's what's going down. Copy. If strokes are equivalent, should we do 2 or 3? We now know that 3 is a strict equivalent regarding the data type. I don't necessarily think that's overly critical in this scenario. We'll do 2 for now. But we can copy this. Yeah. Oh, all we need is strokes, I guess. If strokes... No, if strokes is equivalent to par -1, if strokes is equivalent to par, and again, and so forth, and such and such. Otherwise, semicolon. Ta-da! Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Da! The crowd goes wild. Da! Golf stuff. Woohoo! Maybe. Probably not. Maybe the... What is it? The Masters? PGA Tour? One of those. Something involving golf. Our face is continually drippy. Bad times. Selecting from the many options with switch statements. If you have many options to choose from, use a switch statement. A switch statement tests a value and can have many case statements, which defines various possible values. Statements are executed from the first matched case value until a break is encountered. Here's a pseudocode example. Switch number, case value 1, statement 1, break, case value 2, statement 2, break, case value n, statement n, break. Case values are tested with strict equality, so 3 codes, or 3 equal signs, not 2. The break tells JavaScript to stop executing code. If the break is omitted, the statement will be executed. Yeah, good. Instructions. Write a switch statement which tests value and sets answer for the following conditions. 1 will be alpha, 2 will be beta, 3 will be gamma, and 4 will be delta. Here's some helpful links regarding switch statements. Clickety-click, MDN, What does it mean when you and your switch state are growing? Fascinating. The switch statement evaluates an expression matching an expression's value to a case clause and executes statements associated with that case, blankety blank, so forth and such, and other fascinating issues. Good times, followed by default. Great. At least we know where to find the answers. From there, we are looking to do something regarding something. Only change code below this line. Let's start with our switch. No, not num. They wanted value and answer. No, write a switch statement which tests value and it sets answers for the following. So number, value 1, value 2, answer. So I guess answer 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Return answer, answer 1. I'm trying to figure out how I would get answer shoved into all this stuff. Because it's going to return answer. Let's just piece the nightmare together, one step at a time. Curly nonsense, followed by some other nightmare. Case that the whole thing is one giant switch statement. Opening curly stuff, followed by closing curly. Everything will live in here. Case value 1. I guess that's answer 1. I don't know what to do. It's returning something. Case 1. No. Value 1 returns answer. Ah, got you. Okay, this is what's happening. The answer that's being returned is the variable answer, which is empty, and that is being determined by the switch statement. There we go. I thought I needed to drop answer. Oh, that's strokes. I thought I needed to somehow prep or do answer or something like that within the switch statement, and connecting the dots was just not adding up. Crazy person. That's all. So let's go ahead and do value 1. Value 1, which is return something. Return alpha. Semicolon, break. Semicolon. Case 2, or value 2, is blankety blank. Return beta. Semicolon, break. Value 3. I guess we are typing out all of these. Thought about copying, but we're just gonna let it happen. Label value 1 on return statement. Did I miss something? Does it need the word case? Oh my god, it needs the word case, doesn't it? No, not there. Bad Steven. Bad Steven. Is it case value 1? Yeah, case value 1. Case value 2, blah, 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 and so forth, and such. That makes sense. So here we go. Case is important. That answers that. Unreachable break after return. We can't do return. It just has to be whatever is going to happen. So that's another fun fact. Expected an assignment or function call, instead saw an expression. I'm so confused. We've dealt with switch stages before. Maybe it's because it's just not complete. It's probably because it's just not complete. Something. Gamma. Break. And lastly, I don't think 4 isn't a default statement. It is the value 4. So what else do we need? So we don't want 1. We don't need value 1. It's just 1. And 2. And 3. This will be case 4, as well as something regarding delta and something regarding break. And they don't have any default answer. Usually there's a default case in switch statements, but in this part of the world, I guess not. So what else is missing from these? Why are they still super, super pissed? Expected an assignment or function. So I guess it would be answer equals delta, return answer delta, return answer, return... Fuck. What would it be? Maybe it's answer equals alpha. That's the only thing I can think of. Regarding their error, what we have, and what they're looking to achieve. Let's give this a shot. Run test. Oh my god, we got it right. They're in another castle. That was close. Adding a default option. Ta-da. Adding a default option in switch statements. Also blowing. Hey, tiny cat. We need... You know what? After you were sleeping on that, that's really furry. We are not going to use that tissue. Don't mind us. Oh, God. Bad, Steven. Bad. Melting on stream. Okay. We're going to survive this. I don't think we're going to make anywhere near as much progress as we thought we were going to make. Not if we continue to die. Adding a default option in switch statements. In a switch statement, you may not be able to specify all possible values as a case statement. Instead, you can add the default statement, which will be executed if no matching case statements are found. Think of it like final else statement in an if-else chain. A default statement should be the last case. Switch statement, blah, 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 case 1 state, something break, blah, 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 followed by default statement. So, none of the other values are there. We get to shove in the default. Look at this. Apple, A is apple, B is bird, C is cat, and then D for default. Right? Isn't that cool? Come on, that doesn't make anyone else happy. Look at that. That's great. This is how the universe should work. Yeah, tons of fun. It all flows. That was totally worth suffering all the way until this point. That is just fantastic. Okay, moving on. Good times. What are we doing? We are writing. We are actually using set example, and that's what we will be constructing our switch statement as. Write a switch statement to set answer for the following conditions. Only change the code below this line. Will do. We get to birth a switch statement all over again. Meh. Switch. Something about a value. And, wasn't there an equals sign? No, it was an opening curly brace. You forgetful son of a... and then from here, we get to cram things into it. So now we get to take the values. Case, copy, 1, 2, what was it? It was case A, colon, statement, with semicolon and then a break. This. And copy and 1 and 2 and 3 and default. Beautiful. Ta-da! Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Answer equals semicolon stuff. Yeah. Stuff and stuff. Dee-dee-dee, doo-doo-doo. So A, B. Do we have one too many? We do. C. We'll get rid of this guy. Default. And, I think that looks relatively okay. A, B, C. Answer something something. We've got apple. No. Not apple. Yes, apple? Tiny apple. Oh, answer. We forgot the answer. Apple. Bird. And cat? One cat. Multiple cats? No S. Singular cat. Case A. B, C. Oh, they wanted the string. They wanted the string, guys. Time to get stringy. Cool. So what else did they want? Break, apple. Unexpected break. Really? Unexpected? I don't really see that being the case, considering it's the same exact example as the last one. Case A. Oh, no, yes, no. Not O. I don't know. Aha! We need a value. Which answer did they want? Was it just value again? It was. Value. That's what was missing. Crisis averted. Run the test. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Damn straight, yo. Or not. A subset of that would also work just fine. Multiple identical options in switch statements. If the break statement is omitted from a switch statement's case, the following case statements are executed until a break is encountered. If you have multiple inputs with the same output, you can represent them in a switch statement like this. What's happening? If a break statement is omitted from a switch statement's case, the following case statements are executed until a break is encountered. If you have multiple inputs with the same output, you can represent them in a switch statement like this. Blah, 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 all get triggered by, or all trigger the same event. 1, 2, or 3, break it. Case 4, result 4 is all by its lonesome. Good to know. So like grades or settings. Neat. Cases 1, 2, and 3 are all produce the same result. Write a switch statement to set the answer for the following ranges. Okay. Once again, but we're getting better at switch statements, which is critical. At least I think. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and do value, followed by curly stuff. We are looking for case 1 to 3, colon. It will be answer equals quote low, semicolon, break. Whoa. This is where I'm trying to gauge yet again. Write a switch statement to set answer for the following ranges. 1 through 3 will all equal low. I think it's case 1, 2, and 3. Then it's low, followed by the break. That makes sense. It's like, what the f is happening? That's what's happening. Case 1, 2, 3, 2 and 3 and stuff and and break. Yeah, look at that. Okay, rinse and repeat. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. We've got mid, and high. Cool. Here we go. Success, maybe. Do we need a default case? I think not. Run it. Aha! To infinity and beyond. Beautiful. Good times. Okay. Replacing if-else chains with switch. Oh no. Death. We're gonna have to do all of this noise. Yeah. 188. I think we're stopping at 190. If there isn't an asteroid that lands in the room, or if the Pope calls us for lunch. I don't know. Any kind of major event that would derail the stream, we're going to try and make it for those next two. This one and the next one. So we'll give it our best shot, shall we? Continuing on. Replacing if-else chains with switch. If you have something, too many? No, I'm envisioning things. It's not even midnight. It's not even 9 yet. It's 8:59. Not that late at night. If you have many options to choose from, a switch statement can be easier to write than many chained if-else-if statements. The following. If 1, answer A, if else, value 2, answer B, else, answer C, switch statement, value, case 1, answer A, break, case 2, B, default C. Instructions. Change the chained if else death. Clearly we need to end the stream as quickly as humanly possible. Change the chained if else if statements into a switch statement. Whew. Someone's gonna deserve a cookie after this. Or to be put down like Old Yeller. One of those two. I'd be happy with either outcome. Cookie or perma sleep. If value Bob. No. Let's do switch. Do we have to capitalize the switch statement? Lowercase is fine. Value. Opening curly stuff, which we really don't need to worry about. I mean, it all gets curliness in the end, but meh. If value, so Bob, case Bob, that's what we're looking for. If case Bob in quotes is a colon, answer break. Okay, I think we've got the gist of this. Let's do for a case. How do we want to do that? Side note. 1, Bob Marley. Tons of fun. But then they've got, for the number 42, it's the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Douglas Adams reference. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Tons of fun. There is no number 1. Sure. 99. Missed me by this much. 7. Sure. Okay. 99. 1. There is no number 1. Sure. Good times. And then 99. Missed me by this much. They're referring to number 100. Also, 7, 8, 9. Get it? Like the number 8, but the verb, the action. Yes. Look, this is as good as this stream is ever gonna get. Come to terms with that. This was a sinking ship from the day we set sail 201 days ago. These terrible jokes are the high point. If you can't come to terms with that, well, good luck. Because there's still 163 more days of this nightmare. What are we looking for? So, we came to peace with how things should look here. So now we want 42 and strict. So these are all strict. So we can put case right up against there like that, and it'll be fine. Case 42 will give us the answer with a break. Like so. Okay, we're good. We're in the swing of things. Case again. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. And answer, and we'll break stuff. Do we still have a break copied? We do. And we're casing. We type out case, and we paste break. Case in the joint. D. Looking for things. Doing stuff. Being that guy. And we're casing. Not value. All the way to 7. Or just shy of it by 1 space. This gets coloned. That gets tabbed. Do we leave it as the default? See, they have default for C. So I kind of feel like we should do default for 7, 8, 9. Change this value to test. We'll break it. We'll do break. If they don't like it, then we'll change case 7 to default and just hope for the best. But it's weird because it has the value, you know? Default doesn't have a value. It's got break. It's got break. Ta-da! They're in another castle. Oh, finally, the last section. Thank God. Ugh. Brutal. Returning Boolean values from functions. You may recall from comparison with equality operator. Let's click it. Yeah, we recall the 2 versus the 3 and some of the other stuff, that all comparison operators return a Boolean true or false value. Another common anti-pattern is to use the if-else statement to do a comparison, then return true or false. Function is equal AB. If A is equal to B, return true, else return false. Since 3, what is that? Since 3 equal signs, what's the phrase? Since 3 equal signs is the strict equivalent comparison, that's what we are looking for, returns true or false. Whoa. Since 3 equal signs returns true or false, we can return the result of the comparison. Function is equals AB, return A equals B. Instruction, sure. Fix the is less to remove the if-else statement. Fix the blankety blank. What now? What's going down? Hey, Philip Mark 129 or 129, whatever you prefer. Are you learning to program? Yes, we are in fact learning to program. It's been 202 days of sort of trial by fire, but we were mostly following. We completed all the stuff, all the free content they had on Code Academy. Then we started chipping away at Code Wars. And then we made our way to freeCodeCamp, where we're at now. And we are... Where are we? We are in the midst of the basic JavaScript course, but we've knocked out a good chunk of their initial stuff, so we're making our way through it. Wow, we have done a good sized chunk of the JavaScript course. We've got this next one that we're completing here, then we're powering down the stream for today, and then on the horizon we have a smattering of other things to do here at freeCodeCamp. But once I finish the basic course, the basic JavaScript course here at freeCodeCamp, then I'm going to go back to mixing in Code Wars, because we were using JavaScript mainly to solve a lot of the katas here at Code Wars. But there was a there was a big gap between when we completed JavaScript in Code Academy until we started Code Wars. So we've been sucking hard, I think that's the technical term, at most of the katas we've attempted at Code Wars due to our just general lack of understanding of JavaScript. So I'm happy to be going through the basics and the fundamentals yet again here at freeCodeCamp. So another once-over of some essential information. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at now. So 202 days in, that's basically it. What are we doing? We are on our last thing, though, so let's put the final nail in the coffin, and we can call it quits. Instructions: add the equality operator to the indicated line so that the function will return equal when the value is equivalent to 12. Test the function. Value. If value is equivalent to 12, change this line, return equal, otherwise not equal. All they want is a third equal sign, and we're going to give it to them. Boom. Whoa. when it's equal to blank. Okay, because right now it's not equal. I didn't know if we needed to change the 10 or the 12, but we're good. We just needed to add the third bit, the third equal sign. Ta, who, frickin' da? No? Wait a second, you should use the double equal sign? Then what the hell did we need to change? That's really weird. I think that was an issue because down the rabbit hole, close, reset our code, clear our code. That's weird. There was an issue. There was the equals sign and a 12 in here. We all saw it. That's why we only added the third one in there, because it was already hanging out with the 12, remember? So we thought we needed to add 3, but no, that's not the case. They want 2 and 12, so they showed us the answer beforehand. I wonder if there's a way to let them know that there's an issue on this particular item. Who knows? We'll worry about that another day. Ta-da, down the rabbit hole we go. We are done. We lived. Day 202 down. Good times. What the deuce? What's happening? You know what? I'm a crazy person. We're not on this tab. That didn't solve anything. Look at this. We're on this tab. I'm insane. Clearly we need to be ending things. We are doomed. This ship is going down. Abandon. Save yourselves. No. Instructions. Fix the function is less. That makes more sense. To remove the if-else statements. Bad times. Let's go ahead and fix this. Common anti-pattern is the if-else to return blah blah blah. I got confused because we saw this. We clicked on their comparison with the equality operator. Tried to solve the last one. Alright, so since 3 equals returns true, we can return the result for blank blank. So is that what they want? Return true? Fix the function is less to remove the if-else. Is less. False. Blank is less. If else, return A is equivalent to B. We're going to do exactly what they have. A. One, two, three. B. I'm extremely confused right now. If A is less than B, return A is equivalent to B? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. If A is equivalent to B, return true, otherwise return false. Function is equal AB, return A, equivalent to B. Everything hurts. Reset our code. Maybe they want an equivalent in here. Ah, Philip Mark, remove the if AB and the curly bit. Oh, is that what's going down? Okay, okay. Or are we merely adjusting this Maybe we are removing it entirely. Fix the function is less. Is less takes A and B, right? To remove the if-else statement. Okay, so removing the if-else bit. Hold the phone. Don't mind me, that's terribly wrong. Let's get rid of that. You know what? They're right. They are right. It is just this, the return the AB thing. So it's returning. So I think it should be AB and maybe the caret. Just the greater than or less than. So we're going to have this. We're going to get rid of that. Yeah. And then return A is less, A less than B. I think. Let's give that a shot. Haha! Off the charts. Philip Mark, thank you for the hat tip, or a tip of the hat to you, sir, for a hint in the right direction. That's the phrase we're looking for. Wow, we have 0 brain power left. Good times, though. We survived day 202. The nightmare is over. Where are we continuing on tomorrow? So, day 203, what do we have on the horizon? We will be continuing on from return early pattern for functions. We can almost see the end in sight. We're so close. So close. Let's take a look at the profile as we shut things down. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who may have stopped by to view the stream today. Dreadsteed1, thank you for swinging by. Philip Mark, 129, thank you for the helpful hint and spending some time with us. And to anyone else who may have accidentally stumbled in here to view the stream, any and all views are greatly, greatly appreciated. In the meantime, we are stopping the stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.